Well, another day. Thanks for tuning in back again, man. You don't know, yeah? Welcome again, people. Welcome again. Good day to everybody. You understand? Remember, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, please. You know, if you're new over here and you like the content, you know, you can drop a comment, you know, and also, you know, leave a subscribe on that button. But yeah, big day, you know, big day for Cavalier, you know, football team, you know, big day for Rudolph Speed, big day for the players, yeah. It's a very anticipated day that a lot of people, you know, is really waiting for this day, especially the one that will come next week. Yeah, next week around this time, the 13th, you know. So we're looking forward for the game later, you know, in just a few hours, probably 10-12 hours, you know, when this video release. But I was sitting right here on the sofa, thinking, you know, I think I was a little bit lackluster. I think I was a little bit too lazy. I just probably got caught up, you know, in dealing with some different stuff with the kids, you know, with my life, you understand, a little bit of stuff to deal with, you know, outside of family matters, work and all that. I think I got distracted because that game is just right there, and I think I could have easily, you know, jump on a flight, you know, it's at 7 hours, or, you know, jump in the car and just, you know, go down, you know, in Miami and watch that game. You know, tickets are still on sale. You know, I mean, I don't know if because I usually, you know, follow Messi on the low, you know, always go around and, you know, watch Lionel Messi games. The last time I think I see him, it was a game he played, you know, in New York, you know, against NYFC, you know, in the Bronx, you know. So always, you know, been watching Messi and watching versus Reggae Boy. So I don't know if because of that I'm not really too pumped up and excited, you know, just to travel to watch a game and all of that. But, you know, it's right there. But, you know, wish Cavaliers good luck, you know, later in the game. It's going to talk about that as well. You understand? But, you know, people, as usual, you know, hope everyone, you know, is having a wonderful week. Hope everyone is looking forward for the weekend as well. Just a few more working days in the 95 space, you know, you call Monday to Friday, you understand? And the people, and big up to the people as well, you know, who naturally go to work on the weekend or a week and a half. You know, you go to work this weekend, you're off the next weekend, go to work the other weekend. You know, it's 25 to 8. Hope everybody is doing what they need to do to make sure that, look, all ends meet, and that's what matters, and the family get taken care of. But football. Inter Miami versus Cavalier Football Club. Look, I want to get you guys' reaction in the comment section. You know, will this ever happen in Jamaica? What happened with Houston Dynamo in the game that they got trashed in Texas? Yeah, and a lot of fans, you know, complaining about, look, they travel 5-6 hours. You know, you have fans that's driving from San Francisco, you know, getting into Houston. You know, you have fans, you know, driving from Phoenix, Arizona, you know, traveling to Texas just to watch the game. You know, you have fans, you know, from the Midwest traveling, you know, on a flight, try to catch a piece of Lionel Messi. You know, and what happened, you know, in the game against Houston Dynamo, that Houston has to give out, you know, complimentary tickets to fans that because Messi didn't turn up. Will this ever happen in Jamaica if Messi decide that he will take a leave, he will take a day off and stay home and watch the boys play in Kingston, Jamaica next week Thursday and the 13th of March? Will it ever happen? Will Rudolph Speed give, you know, those fans that already bought their ticket, you know, a complimentary, you know, pass of, you know, they can come to any other Cavalier game? Cavalier don't really have a lot of supporters, but listen to this clip, you know, on ESPN and Football Americas. Listen, will this ever happen? Cavalier Football Club and Rudolph Speed, where they have to do something like this, actually come out and give a statement and why? You know, listen to this though.
And Houston coming out and having to apologize and offer game day tickets for future events is Mickey Mouse. It is so just ridiculous here. It makes the league look bad. Because Javier Mascherano would rather say, I need Messi to be 100% for Cavalier in Jamaica, in the Caribbean. Rest Messi for this game. Well, what are you going to do? Pick a game. Let me pick Houston, the game that doesn't mean anything. And guess what? The Caribbean, Cavalier, Jamaica, CONCACAF Champions Cup, that means more.
So yeah, I would love to get you guys' reaction in the comment section to, will it ever happen in a space of Jamaica that if Lionel Messi don't travel? But I really do think Messi will come to Jamaica. I think when you look at the fixtures, of how Inter Miami, they played in Panama, they played in Honduras, they played in South America, in Lima, Peru. They played a game against one of their arch rival, Orlando, a state derby. You say a lot of those games came in the space of short stint, where Lionel Messi have to be traveling, and then the start of the MLS campaign, the start of the Champions Cup, campaign, where Kansas City, a two-legged game, the team traveled to Houston, there, they play to New York, so he has been playing a whole lot of football from January until now. So the break that he took against Houston Dynamo, it's probably well needed. And listen to Javier Mascherano, press conference, Messi, is a little bit fatigued. He's feeling a little bit of fatigue. It's not injured, but it's more of a complimentary rest for Lionel Messi, and they don't want him to be out for too long. It's very important. And then the Champions Cup, they really need the Champions Cup. The Champions Cup, not many MLS team can say they win the Champions Cup. When you look at teams like Seattle that won it a few years back in 2022, you go back to, I think, Saprissa, the Costa Rican team, won it in 2005. LA Galaxy, won it around 2002. You have DC United, won it, a few years before that in 1998. So not many US teams have won it. And when you look now, I think you have more US team in this tournament than Mexican team, so I mean, even when you look back at it, Mexican team dominate this. You have a team that won this tournament, the older version back in 2008. That team is in Liga MX, the Segunda. That's the second tier of Mexican football. So I could see Javier Mascherano, the bigger heads hierarchy of Inter Miami want this tournament, want to put everything in. So I think Messi will travel to Jamaica. I think he will travel. Look at the games after this game, after the Champions Cup, the two-legged game versus Cavalier for Inter Miami, they're not going to play this tournament again until the March. So they have windows where they're going to play a game every 6-7 days. So the schedule will go back to normal for the next probably 2 weeks. 2 weeks after they finish off with Cavalier. So if they go through, the next game in the round will be on the 1st of April. So moving on from that, take away from all of that, get into the preview. So Inter Miami have some issues, with players, I think suspension, injuries, and they have a massive problem in the right back position. A few players, especially I think Ian Frey is still up because of suspension. You have another player, I don't remember his name. Oh my god, he's the second choice right back. He's feeling some discomfort. It's not 100% that he will play tomorrow. So maybe that right hand side, that right back position is somewhere that Cavalier can actually exploit a little bit. They have cover, they have Aviles, they have Gressel, they have Camachi. They have players that can fill the gap, but they are not the player that usually played in those positions for Inter Miami. So Cavalier can actually exploit that. The center half, I would love Ural Speed to watch that game that they played a few weeks back against NYFC in the game that played in Miami, and how the NYFC team exploit and expose that backline. It's a young backline. It's a little bit, they try to find their feet properly on US soil. It's literally about two boys from South America. I think they're Argentinian. I think it's one of them is Aviles, and I think the other one, I remember what team he's coming from, Colo Colo in Chilean football. So watch that game against NYFC and look at how, NYFC exploit and you say expose is the right word, expose, or they expose that backline of not much the high press, but it's the quick transition, it's the ball over the top, it's how the midfield, when they pick the ball, they know exactly where to pin the ball in those areas where it's the ball will go into an open transition where it's a 1v1 battle at all time with one of the striker. That striker for NYFC, was Martinez, the Costa Rican, and Cavaliers have very quick forward line, especially with Jamar Calvin, the Surinames, Stein, Dwayne Atkins. So it's all about how Cavalier will expose that Inter Miami backline. But Javier Mascherano, speak to the press yesterday, and he actually said the game will be a final. Yeah, he will treat it like a final, and this is what he has to say about that as well.
Hello, Javier. Good day. I have two shorts for you. The first one, I would like to know if they're going to peel Ian Frey's red card. And secondly, we were just talking to Cavaliers coach, said he has a very young team, how to fight a team that is not afraid of anything at all, because they have nothing to lose and play the game of their lives.
With respect to tomorrow's game, is the best way to face a match like this is to go into the first minute, maximum A. No, there's no other way. I know no other way. I did not know her as a player, and I do not know her as a coach. To take on the side of us for what it is a final for us. And try from the first minute, A, to be the protagonists of the match, A, to play on the opponent's field. Try to be a team as what we have been, not that it represents us on the field with that ambition to go for the game, to get one good advantage that allows us to, what I said earlier, of going with a chance to qualify in Jamaica.
That's the gaffer Javier Mascherano, speaking, and actually, big up to Gleaner, to have at least a journalist, a reporter, someone in that press conference room to ask question, and this is what the young lady has to ask Javier Mascherano about Cavalier Football Club, and this was his response.
I'm Ashley Angwin from the Gleaner in Jamaica. Okay, your team is doing well so far. How important is it for you to get a positive result at home so you can come to Jamaica with an advantage?
I told before, it's very important for us try to play a very good game tomorrow night. And obviously we know that we are playing at home under our fans. So if we can take an advantage, will be good to go to Jamaica and to complete the shop. No, so tomorrow is last 16 for us. It's a final, and so we have to be there from the beginning. We cannot think in other things. We need to think in tomorrow. That will be a good night for us, but we need to do our job.
What do you know about Cavaliers?
I know that they are a young team. They didn't play the last week because I think they were reservation for this game. So we are going to be fresh. So it's for that we need to start very strong tomorrow. It's the only way that we have the chance to do a very good game, to start very strong. Okay.
Yeah, that's Javier Mascherano response, to Cavalier Football Club. You could see that, he don't really know much, but as what, I'm getting from him, he want to get this game over with. He want to actually get into the next stage, treating this game as a final. So Cavaliers have a lot of problem tomorrow. They will have a lot of problem. And when you look an Inter Miami team, the wing back, Jordi Alba, Busquets, talking about Lionel Messi. Look, Richard King. I think the three most important players will be on that pitch tomorrow for Cavalier is the goalkeeper, Richard King, and Leng. That little triangle in the back. You will have to be constantly talking. Richard King and Leng. They have to be constantly organizing that midfield, constantly speaking to both fullback, constantly, talking to the forward line, and they can see the game ahead of everybody. Also, that's why I said the keeper. So organization, the leadership, the constant dialogue with teammates, make sure everybody is in the right position. You're not going to go 1v1. You cannot go 1v1. Yes, it's a young team, they're very fit, but fitness is going to be a massive part tomorrow. The discipline, the organization, the leadership from the core of Cavalier players. So it's going to take, as they said in the press conference, it's David versus Goliath tomorrow. It's going to be a very, very tough game. It's going to be a slim margin, if Cavalier can actually get a positive result, which probably can be a draw or a 2-1, 3-1, a 2-0. If they can win, that will be a big upset, So it's going to be a monumental task. It's like going to climb the Mount Everest, you understand? But I mean, look, I hope they enjoy the game. Hope they they live every moment of it. This is a one of a kind opportunity that they don't know if a lot of these players will ever meet the standard of players again. The high profile players, high profile team, the journalists, the media, the expectation, the stage, everything will be at a very high stake tomorrow because it's one person, Lionel Andreas Messi, so hope they embrace it and enjoy it. Hope Rudolph Speed as well, learn a lot from it. But I want to see one player, how should I say one player? But I just want to see a few players really get put out a standout performance. Busy Atkinson. I really love to see Busy Atkinson actually do something in that game. Later today, I would love to see Busy Atkinson do something in that game later. Such a fantastic player. I would love to see him get exposed 1v1 versus, throw him out there on that left hand side. As I said, there's a hole in the Inter Miami right back position. Get down that, be brave, go 1v1, take on the opposition, defenders, especially the right back, pull away center half, and Stein and actually Jalmaro Calvin. He's going to be crucial, and he will going to have to be the outlet, and Cavalier Football Club will actually get a little break. If the ball go up the pitch in Inter Miami defensive third, he's going to have to buy some time with the ball at his feet. It's going to be important, man. The midfield battle, as I said, King, Leng, they will going to have to be talking to those players in that central area in that midfield, constantly talking how they going to press Busquets. Not many, I've seen Conte try to press Busquets. Some of the best CDM try to press Busquets, and it just cannot work. He's just too quick up here, and how the wing backs, especially, you will say what's his name, you will say Christopher Ainsworth, he's a left back. Lionel Messi, when you look at his heat map, he's always through the middle or on that right hand side, so his work will cut out for him. The right back for Cavalier, I don't remember his name, but his work will cut out for him because Jordi Alba will be constantly penetrating down that left hand side. He's one of the outlet in that team, so it's going to be a very tough task for Cavalier. But as I said, man, they should just go out there, embrace it, and just enjoy the moment. And it's a one of a kind. They will never really ever probably meet these type of players again, unless they go on to advance their football in their club career to the next level, where they playing in some top European leagues, in the world. But I mean, that's it, people. Hope for the best for Cavalier Football Club. I'm going to look out for it. And then, after this game later, it's all eyes what's going to happen in Kingston, Jamaica. But as I said, look at the fixtures before Miami played. Before Miami played, how they build up in the preseason and the first sets of game in their new season. I think Messi will travel to Jamaica. It's say Cavalier do what Arsenal did in the UEFA Champions League on Tuesday night. Beat PSV Eindhoven in Eindhoven 7-1, the biggest away defeat in a knockout round in the UEFA Champions League. Something like that must have happened. But they must make sure that this game don't get too ugly on the day. We want to bring Lionel Messi back home. We want the people to see Lionel Messi. But I just think Jamaica will get to see the likes of Javier Mascherano, Luis Suarez, Lionel Messi, Jordi Alba, Busquets, the name brand players, you understand? And hope, David Beckham, the Beckham family, the Messi family, everybody can come and represent. Hope, the Inter Miami fans actually can come and turn out, which I think they will travel down, for the game on March 13th. But yeah, people, look, I'm out, big up on yourself. Thanks for watching. This is Nicardo Media House. See you guys tomorrow for the match review. Yeah, bless up on yourself. Salute.